EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the BioWare Classic. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. How does that not go in? And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. Young star makes his birdie. On to the 8th. It's a par 3, 203 yards. What's going on here, Frank?
Interesting par 3, really. It looks anything other than a straightaway hole. That bunker short of this green gives you like an optical illusion. You think it's lapping up with the front of this green, but there's actually sort of 3 or 4 yards before you get to the putting surface. A little bit of a drop-off behind this green, and it narrows out the deeper the green gets. So, tricky little par 3.
Not a huge miss, Frank, but did lose this just a little to the right.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to catch a piece of the green, though.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number 1, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Nice par to remain 1 under. Frank, looking at this par 5 9th hole, it's 621 yards. I need to make birdie here. What's the best way to go about it?
Well, if you're a long hitter, then there's a chance you can reach this par 5 and 2, Rich. But really the best way to make birdie here, good tee shot, and then contemplate the layup. In between the first 2 bunkers is a nice section of fairway. And that's not going to leave you much in for that third shot to a green that's very receptive. So really, birdie can be made the hard way. Wedge and a putt.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5. His second shot. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed. Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Look at who's who.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Second shot. Good look at the green. Solid play, heart of the green. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's 2 under par, playing well. Par 4 11, Frank, we're looking at 443 yards.
Yeah, the Wetlands Golf Course is a really good driving course. This is another example here, Rich, where the fairway's just wide enough to reward a good tee shot, and then those 2 bunkers don't really come into play. But Wetlands becomes very difficult when you just start to stray a little bit off the fairway. Then you start to see why those bunkers are put there.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Setting up for an approach shot here. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
Whoa, what a bonus.
So, 1 round in the books and a lot to chew on here.
There is. This is going to be a tough championship to pull away. The standard of golf, especially that first page of the leaderboard. Excellent golf.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the BioWare Classic. So here we go on the back 9 at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports. And Frank, I'm pumped up for this second 9.
Oh, this is a hard hole, Rich, and anything long or left and you're guaranteed to be wet. That's for sure. 3 bunkers short, and the fun zone, that's the green just beyond those.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder, hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
All right, this is the second attempt on this hole from 110 yards away. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
And Frank, that steady play continues.
Rock solid. Excellent approach shot.
21 feet from pay dirt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's messy. That's a double bogey. Par 4 11th hole, 443 yards. Frank, what's the best way to play it?
Nice straight drive off the tee, then really reduces this par 4 to size. Then those bunkers short and left don't really cause an issue. The green's a little tiny though, but even if you miss the green a little bit on the right side, it's a relatively simple chip.
315. Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game. Well, for such a strong man, weak putt.
Now I'll have to make this just to avoid making Michael Bublé. Frank, this has been an absolute mess today and all week long.
You said it best.
So on this back nine, we started with a par 3, then a par 4, and now we get to a par 5. The 12th is 576 yards.
Yeah, nice blend of holes there that you've just referenced. He's gone for a little extra. That is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
Yeah, that's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA. Couldn't ask for too much better here. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. About 25 feet from the cup. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Birdie try again here today. Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
Well, it doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide.
Now to the par 4 13th. Frank, what are the options here?
Well, another straight one required here, Rich. At 450, it's not overly long in today's standard, but still, that fairway widens up where the longer hitters will actually hit. And bunkers, once again, short of a green. So as long as you can fly that second shot to at least the front of the green, then they really do not come into play.
That's a nice spot right there in the fairway here at 13. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie just sneak inside the top 15.
Third round coverage comes your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo and our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
And to generate some momentum here at the seventh hole, this for birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. On to the eighth. It's a par 3, 203 yards. What's going on here, Frank?
Interesting par 3, really. It looks anything other than a straightaway hole. That bunker short of this green gives you like an optical illusion. You think it's lapping up with the front of this green. It's actually sort of 3 or 4 yards before you get to the putting surface. A little bit of a drop off behind this green, and it narrows out the deeper the green gets. So tricky little par 3.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
It's no snack, though.
So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. Finishing up the front side here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club with a par 5, 621 yards.
I'm loving that balance.
Good contact, good result. Always so nice, Frank, when that gleaming white golf ball is sitting up on those emerald fairways, the way this one is.
Yeah, the game almost appears easy when one is playing their second shot from the middle of the fairway, and you quickly forget how difficult it can be. You look left or right, the game becomes much harder.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. On the way.
All things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green.
And that's a big green. Just managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
And getting ready for the putt. A good effort, a good par putt. Par 4 11th, 443 yards. What's the best strategy here, Frank?
Somehow find the fairway, Rich. This is brutal. Miss it left or miss it right. But it's Florida. Fairways are wide enough, soft enough. But a good tee shot still going to leave you a lefty second. Rich, that is annihilation of a golf ball.
Absolutely love it. I mean, he just tore that thing to pieces. Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Flagstick 150 yards away.
Should be safely on deck.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Racking them and stacking them right now. 6 under par for the tournament. Par 5 12 here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club is 576 yards. First par 5 on this backside. Really powering up here. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Wow, Frank, that was an absolute bomb right there.
Yeah, what's longer than long? Because we just saw it.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. That wraps up the 3rd round. Just one more to go before we crown our champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking at my crystal ball, Rich, but that champion that we see tomorrow might be the one just sitting at the leaderboard on top of it right now.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Ah, nice.
Looks good. Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Good-looking shot right here. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
Oh, he's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality. Even par, currently.
It's a nice birdie right there.
Could not have come at a better time. Third place now.
14th hole here at the Wetlands. A dangerous par 3 comes in at 204 yards. There's some trouble out there.
And this is where you have to readjust your focus. If you start looking right or left of this green, you see all the problems that could come in and prevail. Instead, just look at that front bunker. Try and fly your tee shot over that, somewhere around the front edge of the green, maybe 3 or 4 yards on, and then the hole becomes that much easier.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
He has a birdie opportunity here. Frank, that birdie will help the cause. Final par 5 on the backside here at the Wetlands, 590 yards. I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I have ever seen. Just let it rip. That, Frank, is position A.
Wouldn't you like to have that in your bag every day?
Love it. Second from an excellent lie. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Third shot, looking for a good one. And it makes the green in regulation. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. 16th hole at the Wetlands is a par 4, 455 yards.
Once again, another reward for a straight tee shot, but this green heavily guarded by sand. So, good tee shot. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power to...
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's just now it's another shot.
Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Here we go at the 17th. It's a par 3, and it takes one good strike. That's what you like about par 3s of this length, Frank. 238 yards. Can't fake it here.
You certainly can't, and that green just shapes a little bit to the player's right. So the best shot to hit in here would be a little draw. And that is also the avenue provided by those two bunkers. One short left and the other one back right.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
No damage done. Made the par. Final hole here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. It's par 4. It's not a long one, 377 yards. There must be some trouble out there somewhere.
Well, not really if you keep your wits about you. Just position the tee shot. You don't have to hit driver down here. Even a 3-wood's only going to leave a short iron. If you hit the 3-wood 250, 260 yards, do the maths, it's only 120 yards left. With that, with a scoring club, try and get that inside 10, 15 feet. Finish with a birdie.
But if you stray, then what?
Oh, no. We don't think of straying on this hole. This is the last hole. Got to finish well.
But I'm thinking about gators. There gators out there?
Well, there's gator on the menu.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Looks primed right now.
Anything other than backing up. Very aggressive. That birdie, now in second.
Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything: birdie opportunities, holes that are fought by water, bunkering that's being changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week. And with that birdie, tied at the top.
Fifth hole, and we pick up the action. Frank, when you get out of the gates, as our featured golfer has done, with a lot of pars, steady play, what's the mind?
Well, when he goes after it like he is here.
Just pulverize that golf ball.
Long just met longer.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll.
That's a nice roll, and with that birdie, now 2 under par for the tournament. Ready to tee off now at the 6th. This is a dogleg left.
And another hole that's being stiffened by bunkers on both the left and the right side, really giving you the decision on what club to hit. Should you be bold or should you be smart?
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Has a shot of about 145 yards. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
I like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy.
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
And with that putt, he moves to 3 under. Now to the second par 3 on the front 9. This is the 7th hole.
Yeah, quite a stiff par 3 because of the narrowness in the front. Really favoring a higher shot that's going to land softly, and therefore you can open up that green, because the further back you go, the wider it gets.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
That's a good par given the situation.
Still tight, still close. Frank, the par 4 8th. This is a good hole.
It is a dog leg to the left, forces the player to go at the right, and this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front, unless there's a flag position in the front. You're really going to have to fly at least 20 yards or so into that green, otherwise that ball is going to run towards the front.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. That should be pretty good right there, on the safe side. Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up.
It's at sneaky distance.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just a couple of feet. Nice par to remain 3 under. Rounding out the front 9 with a par 4 of 453 yards from the back tee. Looks to be straight away here, Frank. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, that bunker, there used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. There is now 1, and it also pinches into the fairway, which almost makes this hole look like a faint dogleg right. But really, the best line is still down the left side, so it still actually suits a draw off the tee. Green is slightly elevated and not very deep too, so judging that second shot, getting the right club is essential here at 9.
Frank, how did he do there?
I would say more than the average. Getting inside 20 feet from that distance.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, you surprised to see that name on top of the leaderboard?
I am surprised to see the name, but not that style of golf leading. It was great performance, especially tee to green. You don't often see people start that quickly.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. Well, that was just a lousy putt right there. No other way to say it. Wow, I thought he made that.
Whoa, that was unexplainable. I thought that was easily going to be a par.
Now we'll have to focus, try to make bogey. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 eighth.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those 2 bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Good par. Here at the par 4 ninth hole, Frank, what's the strategy off the tee?
Well, there's one bunker down the right side that you have to be very wary of. 325 yards to carry that, so it's very much in play, and just over 290 to reach it. Ideally, you have to go left about that down the left side. But really, this is a second shot hole because this green is not very deep.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Second shot, good look at the green. This is a good-looking shot. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Not very happy with that one. So just a formality here. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Hello again and welcome, Rich Slaughter, alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports at one of the great venues in all of golf, TPC Scottsdale. Upwards of 500,000 fans expected throughout the week here. A lot of buzz being generated, and now plenty of fireworks as well on this back nine.
There is, Rich. This is a Super Bowl type atmosphere, and the 10th hole, what a wonderful way to start this back nine. A dogleg right that's been radically changed in 2014. Numerous bunkers added. This is a very strict dogleg right par 4, and by that I mean you're going to have to hit it down the left to have an open shot at this green.
Headed for the bunker, I think. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Did the job right there. Moving on to the 11th hole, Frank, water all along the left side, 472 yards. How do you handle this one?
Well, this one's weird because the tees are a little off-center. They start down the right side, which makes it into a dogleg. And you mentioned the water. It always comes into play. And there is 0 fairway bunkers. You don't need them here at 11 because really it's all about the tee shot. Find the fairway. Then even though it's a long par 4, you should be able to at least attack that green safely. Miss the fairway to the right, which is the bailout side, and your problems are just starting.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Early part of this second nine with good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in.
That is a solid par putt. 12th hole now, looking at 192 yards, par 3.
Won't quite play that distance because that tee shot is considerably downhill. But you really have to be cognizant of the wind if it's coming off the left, because it easily brings that water into play down the right should that tee shot just start moving with the wind.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is. Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law. Even par, currently.
Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Frank, this is a demanding driving hole, the par 4 fifth.
Another hole that bends gently to the left. There used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. It's now 1, and it's in the perfect position to make you think about it. He's gone for a little extra.
Just amazing what they're able to do with that golf swing. Hit it so far at that size. Not overly big, but man, can really move it a long ways. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That will be a great look at birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Don't be short. Just another couple of turns, Frank. Nudge this one home. Finish it up. He'll take par and move on. Now to the par 4-6. Decision time, Frank. Driver, or do you go with 3-wood?
A lot of that's going to depend on if there's any breeze. If the breeze is at your back, you can drive it all the way down the right side and take those two bunkers down the right completely out of play. This hole's been stiffened up, though. The length hasn't increased, but that bunkering in that choke point. So, the strategy. Do you have the length to get past them? Or, if you have to lay up, it's going to leave a much longer second shot.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Solid play, heart of the green. Getting set now over the putt. Oh, I thought he had that. Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, then that score is going to rack up very quickly.
Stroke that with authority. Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
Well, he gave us a demonstration today why he's one of the best in the sport. Every green hit in regulation. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. These putts keep the round together. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4/8.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in two bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's really 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those two bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Bogey here yesterday. Now this for birdie. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Bogey here yesterday. Chance to better that today. And that's in for a par. Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front 9, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. One bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that.
Missed that one. and it is going towards the rough. And it is not looking like a good lie. Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. Well, here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Frank, what a day of golf we saw.
Yeah, the modifications to TPC Scottsdale is it presents better to the eye. It's certainly a better test for the player, and on top of that, it is a good reward when one plays well.
Really enjoyed it. For my partner Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now from TPC Scottsdale. Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Welcome to the Stadium Course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weisskopf and Jay Moorish. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour event each and every year. And it's a great test for any level of play.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours. Should be safely on deck.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Those keep the round going, those par putts. All right, Frank, now the fun begins. We are teed up at the par 5 15th hole. Plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, the fairway down the left side is anything other than straight. It's more like a shipwreck, the raggedness of it. And that water in play, well, if you do find one on the fairway, you can sort of always wave across to the people that are walking down the 11th hole. Find the fairway, you can reach this par 5 and 2. A little bit of an island-looking green there, bunker on the left, and also another bunker just short right. But a fairway missed here. Now you can rack up 5, 6, 7. We've seen all sorts of scores here at 15. Well, with a good shot here, Rich. This eagle on the cards. Hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Well, that was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. My goodness, what does a guy have to do to make a putt out here? Putt for par. He needs one. Good putt. Now to the 16th hole, and Frank, what makes this so special is the walk underneath the grandstands. It's the Gladiator coming into the Coliseum.
That's a perfect description, Rich, and that's why this hole is unlike any other hole on the PGA Tour. The atmosphere that the players feel on that tee, they cannot prepare for, they can't experience anywhere else. This is a once-in-a-lifetime par 3.
And when you look at it from up high with the blimp view, it sort of appears as though they've dropped Fenway Park or Wrigley Field right into the desert. And this is a sellout crowd. I mean, this is 20,000 fans, and there's nothing like it. There's not a single hole in golf that has more fans on it than the 16th here at TPC Scott. Frank, where is that thing?
Yeah, thank God for small mercies.
Frank, when you get to the 17th hole, we always recall maybe the single most bizarre shot in the history of golf.
Yeah, everybody talks about maybe a hole-in-one at 16, but really 17. And the player was Andrew Magee. It was a good tee shot, don't get me wrong. But Rich, it needed an assist.
Well, the assist came from Tom Byram, whose brother Kurt is a commentator for the Golf Channel. Tom Byram was just minding his own business, standing on the green, sort of leaning on his putter, and you know what happened.
Yeah, the ball hit Tom Byram's putter and then careened into the hole. So, 17. Made famous, a little bit of history with a couple of names to drag up from the past.
Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Has it now sitting at 2 under par for the tournament. Par 4 18th, and Frank, if you're trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a J.B. Holmes. Now this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green too is anything other than flat.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
It's in the hole. Just a sensational shot right there. So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. You know what's great about Bay Hill is that it's the house that Arnold Palmer built, the king. And if you do visit Bay Hill, there's actually a decent chance that at some point you'll bump into Arnold, either in the grill room for breakfast or out on the driving range. He still loves the game, always has. And there's also a good chance that Arnold will say hello to you, look you in the eye. He is the best there ever was when it comes to fan interaction. That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there, takes an excellent shot. And that 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front, that second shot which comes over the lake, and that's a hold your breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. This shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt. This would be nice. 2 straight birdies. Well, very impressive and on the move right now. Frank, this is a great hole through the years to watch when the pressure is ratcheted up deep into a round. That is all you want at more than 220 yards.
Plays slightly shorter because it's downhill. The bunker's on the left in play. Even the bunker short ride, and of course the water, if you just miss it a bit, that's in play. And the green shapes away from you. This has to be the most difficult par 3 on the golf course.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Impressive. Moves to 3 under for the tournament with that birdie. Frank, now one of the signature holes here at Bay Hill. It's the 18th, scene of quite a bit of history through the years.
Yeah, if you can hit a tee shot around 300 yards, it's going to give you about 150 in. So he's going for a little extra.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. The Arnold Palmer Invitational is one of only 5 tournaments given what they call the invitational status by the PGA Tour, and consequently, it has a reduced field of only 120 players. The normal size of a tournament is 156.
And the strength of the field that they get year in, year out, it just validates Arnold Palmer's stature in the game.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
And getting ready for the putt.
Sneaks that in. We're now tied.
So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Its second-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Frank, it's a nice walk to make down the fairway when you can see your golf ball right there in the middle.
Rich, there's an old saying, fairway first. There's another example. Hit it in the fairway, and the game becomes very straightforward.
Just a beautiful tee shot.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Oh, I thought he had that. He'd settle for par here.
Even par currently.
He'll take par and move on. Been fun so far. Let's see what's happening out at hole number 5. Even par through the early portion of this second round. What are some keys for the day in order to set himself up for success?
Well, I think take advantage of some of the short par 4s out here, Rich. You're only going to have a wedge in your hand. The shots that you could pretty much guarantee you can get inside 15 or 20 feet. You know there's a bunch of opportunities.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Frank, nice to have a short iron into a par 4 here at Bay Hill, but still no guarantee that you'll make the birdie or even par.
But a reward for a good one, exactly the way you've described it. This is one hole that's a swing hole. Hit a good shot in here, you're going to have inside 10, 15 feet for a birdie. Make a mistake, then all of a sudden you're scratching your head. How did I make 5?
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
That's how you keep a round going. Make them from that distance. Frank, the 6th is a big, brawny par 5, and it can be scary as well with all of that water.
And if you're a history buff, you'll remember in 1998, John Daly made 18. Beat that? Well, you're a little better than John.
What's wrong with 18? If you break it down, Frank, that's actually 3 pars and an eagle. By my math, that's pretty good work.
But you got 17 other holes to play.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
That one is in the bunker. You know how to play this shot, Frank, right? You keep your chin up, you look down your nose at the ball, you have to pick it cleanly, and keep your head still. On the green, and a chance for birdie. With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead. Frank, the good news as you come to the 7th after that beast of a par 5 is that it's just under 200 yards and there's no water.
Yeah, it's not as long as the second, but it's just as demanding. Very narrow entry into this green. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. These putts keep the round together. Looks primed right now.
Anything other than backing up. Very aggressive. That birdie now in second.
Let's move on to the 8th. And Frank, what's ahead here?
Big par 4, just over 450 yards. Ideally, you want to get it down by that bunker where it's nice and flat, because that second shot, you know what's coming up. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That will be a great look at birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the cause. And that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
Still some time. Final hole now of the front side. It's a 474-yard par 4. And Frank, you've played it before. What works best here?
Well, ideally a nice little draw off the tee. But the hole's quite weird because the tee shot shapes to the left, and yet the green goes the other way.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just a couple of feet. In for par. Two rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, you know, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Good contact, good result.
Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators play the game. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators. But most golf fans are golfers.
Nice play right there. That's in pretty close. Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the par 5 12th. Frank, how good of a scoring opportunity is this?
Well, anytime you get a par 5 at Bay Hill, got to take advantage of it.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
So after the layup, Frank, here at the par 5 12th, pitch shot here, try to make birdie.
Yeah, just use the contours of this green. You can actually get to this flag a lot of different ways. Using one of the mounds, there's nothing wrong with that.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
That's how you maintain momentum. You make those putts for par. Par 4 13th, Frank, you've played it on a number of occasions. How do you attack this hole?
Really one of the shortest on the golf course, but this is a fool's paradise here. There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Good-looking shot right here. Continuing his fine play. Another beautiful approach shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank, now to the 14th of par 3, and how difficult is this hole?
Once again, very narrow entry into the green, so ideally you want to fly the ball a little higher than normal, make it soft, make it land a little softer.
Headed for the bunker, I think. Oh my goodness, that could have been really bad.
Can you imagine if that kicks towards the bunker?
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
Frank, deep in the round at the 15th, you need to maybe make something happen. How difficult is that with such a huge dogleg here?
Once again, make sure you know the distance to carry the bunker or run out. You got to play. He's gone for a little extra.
Really powering up here.
Ooh, that is long.
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
That's a solid par putt. Final round coverage comes your way tomorrow for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying thanks for being with us on EA Sports, and so long for now. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have?
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
Trying to make yet another birdie. Player knows they're on the move with that birdie. Quick glance at the leaderboard. They can see, Frank, they're not out of it.
Things are very volatile right now.
Frank, as we come to the 14th of par 3, what's ahead for the players?
Once again, another tough par 3 coming up. Narrow at the front. It gets a little wider the further you go up this green.
This could be a good one. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and chance for another one today. This is an 11-foot putt. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Good effort, good par putt. Now at the 15th, big dog leg right here. What's the best way to go, Frank?
Really down the left side. It's very tempting to try and hit it across that bunker, but not only do you have to carry the bunker, you've also got to carry those little shrubs down the right side.
Wait, this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. We've seen guys through the years blow the tournament right on this hole.
Yeah, if you get a little too greedy here, you try and make eagle. It's sometimes with a good tee shot, it's an easy 4, but a 3 brings 7 into play. Can a ball explode?
That is big. I mean, really big. Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Good chance at one. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Frank, deep into a round, par 3 17th, water, bunkers, long shot. What are you thinking as you're stepping on this tee?
You just take 3 and move to 18.
Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. He's putting for par now.
Really solid stroke.
Frank, this is a stout finishing hole, the 18th, isn't it?
Yeah, it finishes that great run of 16, 17, and 18, and so many times we've seen disaster and triumph just on those final 3 holes.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
This, the second shot here at the par 4. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Frank, that birdie will help the cause. That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time.